Who want one last trip to the long trail?
We're all waiting for season two, and in this video, I want to talk about some of the things that could be happening during season two, before season two, and just kind of give you guys a news update of everything that I've seen over the past couple of days and weeks about Tekken 8. The first thing that I'll talk about is something that I touched on in my previous video, and it was related to the Battle Pass. Whenever the Battle Pass ends, a new one begins. And whenever a new one begins, that signals a major update. And the major update we're all waiting for is season two. So this Battle Pass expires in 39 days. In 39 days, 8 hours, 0 minutes, it expires. And that will begin our journey of waiting for the new season pass, which usually takes about a week to 2 weeks. Now I looked it up, and when this battle pass ends, that will be February the 15th. And I highlight that date and also the month of February as a whole is because also in February, I believe on the 27th, there is a major tournament that's ending. That is the Tekken EU Cup. And at that, once again, is where I think they will probably do a major reveal. It's not guaranteed, it's not confirmed. That's just my own ideas. And once again, the battle pass ended on the 15th, and then a week later they usually add the next one that puts us around Gamescom, the February 27th. All of the arrows are just currently lining up, so I just wanted to circle back to that and close out that discussion. But when we talk about what else Tekken 8 is doing, they have this website where they're adding character panels. To my understanding, all of these character panels will be free, but then also these are all created by like Twitter artists, like people who create fan art for the game. It will be featured and displayed in the game itself. On their website, they are gradually announcing and revealing the different types for each characters. All of the ones that's been announced so far, you'll see on the screen now, just kind of like in order. But it is really cool that they're doing this and they're highlighting all of the fan artists, and this would be more motivation for more people to do art, for more people to continue to do art, and hopefully the developers can add more of these in the game as time goes on, because this is something that we also talk about as well with mods. Mods is something that the community does, just like fan arts. And if developers are embracing this part of it, and if this part is successful and it's something they continue doing, that's only one step away from them embracing other aspects of allowing the players who play the game to really impact the way that the game is, right? So I just love to see that the developers are doing that, and I want to encourage everyone to just keep on doing that. So one day we could have mod support in Tekken 8 or something. Game modes created by players like Fortnite does. Many games have some type of player support, and this is the Tekken 8 start to it. Now, moving on from that, I want to talk about this leaked Fortnite collaboration with Tekken. This is something that we heard a while ago, and we really didn't get an update as to when, but we have some more information about when it's going to happen. So you have a massive Fortnite account on Twitter listing out basically all of the collaborations for 2025 that's leaked so far. And as you can see, halfway down the list, you have Yakuza and Tekken and even Final Fantasy. Will Fortnite get Tifa and we weren't allowed to have it? I don't know how I feel about that. You guys angry? I'm angry. They also have Devil May Cry. I know Tekken players love that. So this whole update that they're doing for 2025 is basically going to be Japanese themed. That's why you see a lot of Japanese developers games being featured here, from animes to video games itself. Tekken, we have no specific date exactly when it's supposed to show up. I don't think it's going to be in this new update because they have a big update coming where they're going to do like Godzilla and King Kong and whatnot. I don't think it will be a part of that update, because from what the Fortnite accounts are saying on Twitter, it seems like this update is going to be centered around this character, Hatsune Miku. I don't know how to say that name, but it seems like that's the character they're gonna do now, and maybe they'll highlight Tekken later. But then also when you talk about what characters are they gonna do? Of course, a lot of people want the Mishimas to make their way into the game. I would like to see characters like Lily or Reina, but there was a big survey conducted by, once again, the Fortnite channels, what characters people wanted. I highlighted in red, but the only Tekken character featured here is Yoshimitsu. Now, I do think Yoshimitsu, his Tekken 8 design is really amazing and it would look great in Fortnite. I think Yoshimitsu could be a good representative of Tekken in Fortnite, but maybe that's just my bias speaking. But the fact that he is the only Tekken character featured on this list, that means a lot. Holy smokes. But let's continue. Now we're going to talk a little bit about Harada-san. First thing first, at the end of the year, Harada talked about which 5 games were his favorite in 2024. He listed out Metaphor, Refund, I don't know what that game is. Then number 2 is Tekken 8, Like a Dragon Infinite Wealth, Diablo 4, and then Battle Cats. Now the fact that Harada's listing the Yakuza game, of course everyone gets super excited and overexcited about Yakuza somehow, some way collaborating with Tekken. I mean, maybe eventually it's likely, but we'll have to see. I think season 2 will probably have a guest character, but that will probably be once again at the very, very end. You talk about Game Awards and all that stuff. But it is interesting that Harada, now Tekken 8 is still marketing their game. Harada went to the Wrestle Kingdom in Tokyo, and he has a ticket here, and he's basically watching the event. And he's not doing this just because, he's doing it because there is a wrestler, David Finley, whose entrance was in homage to Brian Fury. I think this was like paid promotion. They wanted to promote Tekken in Japan. Harada said many times that the Tekken player base in Japan, it was really big at one point, but it just fell off so hard. So he do things like this to try to bring it back. I can't play the whole thing because, you know, copyright, but I'll play a portion of it so you guys can see how the wrestler was imitating Brian Fury, one of the most like legendary characters. And also, I think this speaks to Brian Fury's popularity as a character that they went with him, because there's a lot of characters, Dragonoff, whatever, right? But the fact that they went with this guy, that's fire. そのたまりにたまったストームガソリングガンでぶっ放すこの憎悪こそが Harada also went back to this news article that happened back in October at the end of September, and he commented on this in December, so it was at the end of the year. And he says, oh, I didn't realize it was such a hot topic back in October. And this was basically Harada going to KFC and asking them to let him use Colonel Sanders as a playable character. He said that he was eventually told no, they didn't want to collaborate with Tekken, but the fact that he was trying to do this type of collaboration is crazy. I know there's some people who say, oh, that would have been cool, I love KFC, but generally players who are playing competitive games are not trying to have fast food mascots in the game. We want movies, we want video games, we want TV shows. It is pretty interesting how he's highlighting how that was a hot topic, and hopefully this shows him that some of the ideas that he thinks is cool is not so cool. Imagine if he did do this and instead of Clive we got KFC guy. That would have been horrible. So Bandai Namco had some merch that they were giving out on like Christmas Day or whatever, and it was like boxing gloves. And someone basically was saying like, why don't we get stuff like this for Harada and other characters? Why is it always like Mishima themed, blah, blah, blah. That's kind of the gist of it. Harada said, I supervise the merchandise, but these licensed goods are projects that are brought in by outside companies that want to merchandise them. So while we can make requests, it's basically a market principle that they choose what they think will sell. However, I do many requests. So this is kind of a little inside information about all of these different things that the Tekken developers are trying to promote. Skateboards, watches, shirts, jackets, lights, all kind of stuff. And these are other companies going to Tekken to basically collaborate with them through like selling some kind of merchandise. And there's a lot of different things that are considered. There's a lot of different products that they talk about. And while Harada, like he says here, he do makes requests on what characters, what type of things he would like to do. It's a collaboration between two parties. And that's interesting because we think of these merchandise as all being done by Bandai Namco, but it would make sense that they're collaborating with many different things. Their toy line, they collaborate with some of the most popular toy manufacturers in Japan.